Okay.
So, um, I I'll already be sitting there. So I'm
Mm.
sitting there by the fire, and I'm probably, um, I'm I've got some like meat from my bag, and I'm feeding it to Jet, and he is enjoying it. It's not beer, it's not alcohol, but it'll do. He's enjoying it. But otherwise, I'm just kind of besides whispering to him, I'm just kind of like sitting silently. I'm by the fire, but I'm still completely bundled in my winter gear. Um, and it doesn't make a lot of sense, but I'm very toasty.
Okay. So, Serenity kind of she's gotten up to join on watch. She's just kind of in her usual like simple kind of blousey top with like her leather armor over it, um, and paint and like jeans. Like she doesn't really have PJs that she wears. They're just kind of normal clothes. And she comes over, um, and just kind of looks at Lee and goes, "Aren't you warm?"
Um, yeah, yeah, I like this feeling of being I'm yeah I'm good. I'm warm.
It's like cozy, safe.
Yeah, um, yeah. I just I'm I spent a lot of my life in the cold, and I I'm yeah. I this is a bit of a safety feature for me.
I can kind of understand that. I mean, I guess mine's kind of the opposite. I never really felt safe growing up, and now I do. So now it's kind of like, I guess, finding my own kind of safety comfort. But so where did you grow up exactly?
I grew up in a small village to the north. Um, it was really cold, and um, there was only a few dozen people. Um, but I'm not sure who's I'm not sure who's still up there. Um, I yeah, I've I've got I left not um, maybe 6 months ago or so, and I've I've got my reasons, but I left, and um, I'm in I'm a lot of this is new to me. Um, uh, Being somewhere that's not cold all the time, but um, but I'm not used to this group dynamic. A lot of where I'm from is very much, uh, while it's a community, it's still very much taking care of yourself and what you can provide for the community. It's more about what you can do for others, and what you're able to contribute, rather than just people that have each other's backs. It seems more of a one-way dedication than than back and forth. If that makes sense.
Kind of. I think I get the idea of what you're saying. Um,
Basically, from this group, I've noticed that a lot of it is um, camaraderie and fighting alongside each other and equals, and I'm not used to that. Um, I'm used to contributing what I can to a greater purpose and getting nothing in return from it.
mhm.
Um, but this is something different. This is something that I didn't even know existed. I've kind of lived my whole life in with the idea that um, that all I could do was hunt, and gather, and save other people for other people. But I never felt like I really had anybody's back, or I never felt like anybody had my back I until this group.
Yeah, until this group, I mean, the only other person who's ever had my back was was Skyblazer. Um, and I met him 2 years ago, so
Tell
before
me about.
then, so he met me on what was kind of, it turned out to be kind of the worst and best day of my life. Um, in the village where I'm from, Farwater, they had, and I'm learning that it wasn't normal, but it was at the time growing up. Um, they believed, among other things, that people like me were put on this world to suffer. So the whole town kind of made sure every day of my life I suffered in some way. And on my 15th birthday, um, a bunch of the kids in the town kind of tricked me into going into a clearing. And they bound my hands with binds, and one of them gave me this scar. And that's when Skyblazer showed up. It was just this brilliant flash of light, and he's so tall. He's like twice my height. Um, and he just kind of looked down at me and said that he could take me away from these vile creatures if I just came with him. And I nodded. I couldn't say anything. I mean, my face was covered in blood and my hands were bound. And the next thing I knew, I was kind of in this beautiful forest near this, lush flowing river. And he's actually the person who gave me my name. I didn't have a name before then. And I just, it sounds kind of weird saying it out loud, but I just kind of stayed in his home for 2 years, learning about the world and the different languages. And then about a year ago, he gave me, we kind of made a deal and he gave me some of his powers and now I'm here.
Wow. And
Yeah.
where is he at now?
He is kind of, our mission is to um prevent people suffering from by the hands of others. Um, so he's off kind of fighting the greater evils, and I'm starting small and we'll work my way up. Um, so yeah, um, and yeah, I haven't been back to my village since
Do
the
you
day he came. Hmm.
do you expect to see him again sometime?
I hope so. He was always very kind to me, and I remember kind of every night because with the rules of my village, my parents basically had to just do enough to keep me alive. So I really didn't have much food or anything. And every night, like he would bake me these like different meals from different places and cultures and people, and it was all so good. And I could talk to him about anything, and so I hope so. I hope I get to see him again. I hope you guys get to meet him. Um,
I hope so. I think that would be. I think he would fit in great. Sounds like somebody that's strong, and I know Grand would love that.
Yeah, I'm just worried with Grand that he might just kind of swing his hammer first and ask questions later.
Does he, what was his name again?
Skyblazer?
Skyblazer. Does he look like somebody that's threatening?
Um, I think to most people, I mean, he's about 10 feet tall. He has uh giant uh wings that and sorry, and like copper hair and um golden eyes and the like it's just he's beautiful. Like I don't know how to like he's got this gorgeous copper skin and golden eyes and the massive white wings that are probably wider than he is tall. Um
Is um, are you two
no
together? Oh,
no.
oh, okay,
No, he's definitely much more of like a mentor or like possibly even like father figure.
okay,
Um yeah, no. Definitely no.
okay. Well,
Um
yeah, he sounds great.
yeah,
That's that. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I would say he introduced me to these things called cupcakes, and they were the most delicious thing ever.
Really? What is that?
It's like a little like sweet cake with some sort of like topping, like that kind of melts in your mouth, then is sugary, and it comes in different flavors, based on like different beans and fruits that were around kind of the house, and
Huh.
yeah.
I guess I never. I guess that makes sense. Uh, I didn't have a lot of food that we. I mean, everything that I'm used to eating is for necessity.
Mm.
Um, so I'm guessing something that's great like that. It's got to be um, high in nutrients, really good for you, really healthy, and
I would think so. I mean, he always gave it to me as like we always had some on the few birthdays that I had with him. Or like if I did something very special, like when I'd kind of completed my training before he sent me kind of to join the guild and I guess work with you guys. Um, because he told me to stick with the group that I was assigned with. Um, and yeah, they were just kind of like a sweet kind of celebratory treat. But I don't know about nutrients. I just know they were delicious.
wow. I'd like to try one sometime.
Yeah,
It,
I'll
you
keep an
said it was
eye on
called
it.
a cake cup.
A cupcake. It's like
Oh,
a little like mini cake that looks almost like it could fit into like a small like mug.
wow, interesting.
Yeah.
There's a lot that well both of us aren't used to in the world.
Oh yeah. It's definitely very different than how I was led to believe when I grew up.
Yeah, yeah. I
Are you there? You've kind of frozen.